Happy Friday. I'm back with another Fridays 45. Thanks to everyone who answered last week's question about who made a cameo in the B-52's Deadbeat video, and that would be Michael Stipe. Of course, he also started in Athens as well. So we're going to move on to today's 45. I've got a few things I want to do, and first thing is I want to talk about 45. 45 today was put out in 1960, or was recorded in 1968, and it was released in 1969. And the 45 I'm talking about is Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Spinning Wheel. Since we're using a spinning wheel at the end of this video, at the end of today's show, I thought this would be perfect. So one of my favorite songs as a kid, I used to, when this came on the radio in my dad's car, always wanted to turn him up. I wanted to listen to that trumpet. It came off the Blood, Sweat, and Tears album right here. There were also a couple other hits off this album. It was a big album for them. It won a Grammy for Album of the Year. And then this also won a Grammy for Best Instrumental. So just a solid hit by the group. What's interesting about this is the single version, the 45, is a little shorter than the one on the album. They of course it ends with The More We Get Together, that tune. But it fades out pretty quickly on 45, but on the album they play it completely to the end, and you can hear the drummer say that wasn't so good at the end. And actually they put that part on there because the engineer actually accidentally recorded over the end of the song. So that's the way it came together. The song was written by their lead singer, David Clayton Thomas, and David Clayton Thomas actually is from Canada. When he was in Toronto, he actually lived in Yorkville, which is kind of like Greenwich Village for Toronto. And he actually lived across from Joni Mitchell, and he kind of got inspired by one of her songs, The Circle Game. And he took inspiration from that and actually put some of her stuff into his song. That's the story partially. So that's how that came together. I find it interesting. I love the horns in this. I love the trumpet. And what's interesting about that is the trumpet player that usually played for the group, Chuck Winfield, wasn't there for the recording. So they brought in a guy named Alan Rubin. Now, if you don't know about Alan Rubin actually was part of the Saturday Night Live band. He was in the Blues Brothers band. He was in the movie, and he plays the maitre d', Mr. Fabulous, in the movie to get the band back together. So Alan Rubin's got a ton of experience. I looked him up, and he has recorded with over 6,000 times with different artists. He's recorded with Paul Simon. He did Graceland with Paul Simon, James Taylor, Walking Man, and Billy Joel. The list goes on. So he's got an interesting background, and he was just brought in for a sub for this incredible tune. So I don't know if you know much about Blood, Sweat, and Tears, but I had actually forgotten that they were at Woodstock, and they were actually the second highest band that was supposed to be paid. They were on the bill. I think I've seen $12,000. I've seen $15,000. $15,000 is $105,000 in today's money. They were the second highest. Jimi Hendrix being the highest paid, of course, but they were never paid. And because they weren't being paid, or they hadn't been paid yet, when they started recording, their manager made them stop recording the group during their live set at Woodstock. He told them, you're not going to put them on the album. You're not going to put them in the movie. And they weren't. And it's kind of sad that they've kind of been lost to history. They could be lost. Like, I had forgotten they were at Woodstock. You'd have to really dig into it. Off the top of our heads, we can name pretty quickly that album or that movie. When watching it, we can name groups that were in it: Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And Janis Joplin, and it goes on and on of all the groups that are in those movies and got the promotion, and they didn't because their manager made that decision. So I wanted to bring to you Blood, Sweat, and Tears today. It's such a great song. My question, though, for you guys today is, in 1990, David Clayton Thomas, he actually sued a group for copyright infringement on this. They used the melody straight from it, and actually it's pretty distinct. You can hear it in the song. I want to know what group, or if you could call them a group, and what song. So that might help you out a little bit with a hint. So that's today's Fridays 45. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to go on and I want to finish today's show by doing our spinning wheel. You guys have been listening all summer. I'm going to continue into the fall, but I do want to give out this golden record that I talked about last week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to put the spinner on of what I do with the kids at school, and we're going to pick the spinner's going to pick a winner. So hold on, let me get the camera set and let's see who's going to win this golden record. So hopefully you can see it. I've kind of got it turned around and I'm going to press the wheel and here we go. Let's see who our winner is going to be. Julie Schuster. Congratulations, Julie. This will be sent to your house. And thanks for listening and tuning in. It's been a lot of fun this summer, and I hope to continue it into the fall and do this every week. So great job listening, and continue to give us your feedback on everything that I post and all the music. So have a great long weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.